Pelicans win their first game of preseason against the Orlando Magic. Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson each have 18 and 16 points. We're going to get into it right now.
First took away. That's the best. Get your money's worth.
Presented to you by the Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Pro Pels Talk, located in 918 Poydras Street by the Superdome. Give them a call at 504-523-5413 if you or someone you know has been involved in an accident. Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Pro Pels Talk. We got Chris, Chaz, Lito, and 5. Pelicans win tonight. Jarrett, we'll start with you tonight. What did you see from Zion? You might be muted. 5. We're off to a good start here. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, the energy was there off rip. Like you saw him super engaged, and I think everybody else kind of fed off that. 5 steals. I mean, some of them were super legit steals, right? It wasn't just like, hey, dribbled off the guy's foot, gave it to him. No. Like he's in the passing lane. He ripped Paolo. I think he was really like that. That was a matchup he wanted, and he's like, nah, like this dude can't rock with me. So that's what I saw from Zion.
Chris, did you see a different energy from him tonight?
Yeah, he looked motivated. He looked like he had something to prove. He looked like he had practiced playing basketball, like he along with the team, right? That seemed to have helped. But I don't think it was just him. It seemed like a lot of the regulars, to say the least, came out with a different level of intensity. They weren't walking the ball up the floor. They were playing with pace and energy. I think on both sides of the floor. Shout out to Orlando for a lot of shots they made. All of it wasn't pretty. There was still some ugly attempts, but the ball was moving. And Zion was ahead of the pack, and really that's all you can ask for sometimes when you have that ability, when you're that kind of athlete, when you're that kind of basketball player. I mean, sometimes if you just give 75% of what you can really give effort wise, you'll end up with 5 steals. And I mean, he was phenomenal.
Yeah, Chaz, one thing about Zion Williamson I really liked, obviously, was defensive energy, but he goes 6 of 8 from the field, but he also gets the free throw line 5 times tonight in 16 minutes, right? And so that's one way that Zion dominates a game is the free throw attempts and attacking. What did you see from him tonight that you liked?
I saw a man who obviously watched my last video. It's either you're gonna be tough or you're not gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? It's one of maybe 3 ways to get your point across. I thought tonight you saw a guy who went out there, he got his point across from the jump. And look, man, talking about a dude who could like, if somebody told me, Zion averaged 40 points, I wouldn't be like, that's insane. I would be like, I can see that. That's how easy the game comes to him, right? You saw him manhandle quite a few people, and he's a dude, he doesn't really get a good whistle. If he was to get a good whistle tonight, he would have probably had about 25 points. You know what I'm saying? Still would like to see him attempt more than 1 3 a game. He don't have to, but it's just something good to keep the defenses honest, at least a little bit, little floater here and there, add a little bit of finesse to the game. But aside from that, I thought he played well on both ends, still playing himself into good basketball shape. You can see the lift ain't all the way there yet, but it's getting there consistently. And this is the version of this guy we need to see moving forward for this team to have a chance.
Yeah. Lito, we talked earlier today. You were a little worried. We talked about just being worried about how we looked in the first 3 preseason games. What did you think of tonight? And are you a little less worried? Or do you think it's just one game, whatever?
My overall worry is still there. I think tonight they look good. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, they won the game. They played good, so I'm not trying to like be a Debbie Downer, but I mean, it was hella turnovers.
How many we have tonight? Go ahead, 5.
No, a lot of the turnovers again were in the second half with the other unit, but I mean, you could just see like the difference, just the effort makes, right? Like it's a better watch when the effort is there rather than it's a shitty product and a shitty effort. Like at least the effort's good. Now we can kind of work through the other things, right? Because you can really clean up and kind of visually see like, all right, this is the deficiencies of this team. Even we were texting a little bit. I thought like CJ and Jonas, those like minutes weren't like terrible to me, right? I can see where those two can benefit each other. right? They both play at a slower pace. I think CJ, again, I think is a good catch and shoot person. If Jonas sees a double team, I think CJ will end up with a lot of good looks. I think Trey Murphy is missed incredibly, right? I think like he is needed. It just seems like, did anybody work on shooting corner threes? Because Orlando Magic did. It looked like they knew from jump, like, hey, we shooting corner threes no matter what. No matter what. And I just want that emphasis like put out there. Like, hey, we're gonna shoot this shit no matter what.
I think that's the thing that bothered me though, is the energy and the effort. Like I was saying, you can't afford to turn that on and turn that off because you haven't done anything to reserve, like, get that kind of treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you to come into the preseason and not give 100%? Like, what the fuck have you done?
And look, it's a small sample size, but Jarrett, to your point, I mean, one guy that did work on his 3-point attempts or 3-point shot is Herb Jones, who finished the preseason 5 of 9 from deep. So, I mean,
Hold on. Holla at Chris, dog. Hold on. What's up, doggy?
I mean, Herb gets a layup in transition. Oh my God, Herb's the greatest. He's the greatest ever.
Dude, don't even start now. We're gonna start.
If I watched Herb Jones airball a free throw,
crazy.
the mic.
He doesn't airball free
on.
throws. He doesn't airball free throws.
I guarantee you, I can find one.
Dude, because I guarantee you, I can find 3 of Dyson.
Oh,
3 of them. 3.
Oh my God, Herb went 5 for 9 from 3. It's small ass sample size, and we talking. Listen, I'm happy that he's shooting the ball well. You turning me into a Herb hater, and it's not
why.
Like it's your fault. It's been so great. It's been so great. 5. Oh, he took 9. He took 9 attempts. Shut up.
Hey, yo, I can't wait.
I got so bad I had to bring out a baseball.
I can't. Look, me and Chris are planning a show.
God.
Me and Chris are planning a show tomorrow. I can't wait for it because this is what this is boiling down.
Is it Herb Jones versus Dyson Daniels?
That's essentially what it's boiling down.
Perfect. I'm going to be in the background watching that one. Lito, let's talk about Brandon, and then we'll go Chris and Chaz. That was definitely crazy. 8 of 16 from the field, 2-2 free throw, 18 points. There were some times tonight where Zion and Brandon were involved in the same action that I really, really liked. There was one moment there in the first quarter. There was just a simple pin down from Zion to Brandon. Brandon comes off, shoots a 15-footer. Simple. What'd you think from him tonight?
I think the spice getting to Chris. I want to say that I think Brandon was good, man. Like there were some plays with that. There was also some plays where I feel like he could have got Zion.
Looks like the Herb's getting him.
My bad.
Okay, there you go.
I'm good. Spice Captain intact. Don't worry about it. There were some plays tonight where I feel like, Zion had the mismatch, or he had the advantage, and he should have got the ball. But I think all in all, it's just time on the court that they have to work through that type of chemistry. I think Brandon had 3 assists?
6 assists.
I'm sorry, 6 assists. And to say, Zion didn't really, second half, he didn't really see the court. So, you know what I'm saying? Like for what they worked through in the first half, that was cool. I mean, Zion had a stellar performance on his own, which is, whatever. Like, that's what your superstar is supposed to do, regardless if the shot is falling or regardless of what is not working. Like, the effort is supposed to be there. Everybody feed off that. But yeah, I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see they finally got some Brandon Zion pick and roll. I don't know why that would take 3 preseason games to get to, but
made the adjustment though. But Chris, to Lito's point, and Chaz and Jared have both said this. He had 6 assists tonight in 24 minutes. Obviously, if he plays a full game, he's probably getting up to 10. What did you like from him tonight? And then obviously let's hear from Chaz.
As always, he played when Brandon plays fast and when Brandon is moving, and that means even when the ball is out of his hands, moving, cutting, whatever the case may be, off of rebounds, moving the ball, getting into transition. Like that's the key, I think, for this team. But he's one of the guys that it starts with, and that was the difference in today. Like even if Brandon was the first person to touch the ball, he didn't touch the ball again. He was still active off the ball, and that makes a difference, and that makes it difficult for defenses, who already have enough to key in on. There was still some sets that were maybe too slow. He had a couple turnovers, a couple sloppy turnovers, but CJ had a couple as well, and I think Jonas did as well as just getting caught up in these guys, still figuring out how to really play together. But I think would work well for Brandon. He got off to a really slow start. I think the first quarter he was like 2 for 8 or somewhere early, and then he slowly started to find his way. Chaz, I'm assuming he'll bring up the point about Zion aligning things on one of the buckets that Brandon ended up getting. But I just think, man, playing with pace, moving the ball, do with his talent, he can do so much more off the ball and playing as a collective, using his teammates better. And I think, today was another good example of that. I love what I saw.
Yeah. Chaz, not really necessarily an efficient night from the field, but 6 assists. Is that something you'd be looking forward to for Brandon moving forward?
Herbs and spices getting to you, but I thought Brandon played acceptable. I didn't think he played very well, and this is why. This is the only reason why. He had it was 2 plays in particular that was just like, my God. It was a transition play, right? Pulls up in the mid-range, knocks down the shot. Take the fucking 3. Take the 3. Herb is 5 for 9 this preseason. You know what Brandon is? 1 for 11 from 3. So the shots, like even the shot with Zion kind of orchestrating the offense, I thought that was an excellent shot. I thought Brandon made some very difficult isolation shots, which he's great at doing, right? But the thing is, like, bro, that's awesome. But you need to shoot and make threes. That's what's going to take this team to the next level. You or get to the free throw line effectively. He had 2 free throws. 1 turnover tonight, which is great. Had four turnovers the last 3 games. 4-4-4-1. Anybody want to play that number? But hey, 4-4-4-1. His number's 14. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I'm on to you, Brandon. I'm on to you. But
that was bad.
Yeah,
that was bad. That was horrible.
Yeah, that wasn't as good as like the scoop thing. But I just you got to take and make threes, bro. You got to take and make threes. That's to me, that's really what it's boiling down to. Like,
and you bring up a great point because I want to hear this. This is the next segment because Jarrett, they go. I don't know. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I know it's just not good for preseason. This has been a point of emphasis throughout the entire offseason. Tonight they go 7 of 28 from the 3-point line, 25%. Like that's not gonna. You can't. I understand we're missing Trey Murphy, but someone's got to step up and hit threes. Muted.
God damn, this is my issue with a lot of this. It's like, I know establishing a new offense is one thing, but nobody knew that this team wanted to shoot corner threes prior to? Like, or did no one know, like, hey, we want to shoot more threes this season? I know you say it, but do they actually know it? Do they actually practice it? Like, I see Najee all the time shooting threes. I do. And even in the couple games that he played, I saw him knock down a good bit of them. So this is the problem with this team. Understanding what they want to do and how they want to play and being able to shoot threes and knock them down. Like, you can't go 1 for 11 and try to beat teams, shooting 2s more than 3s. Like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And for Brandon's sake, like, no, stop shooting the midi in secondary transition. Stop. It's like the only way you can shoot that shit is when you make it. And you don't know if you're going to make it.
Yep. Fine. Can I add on to your point real quick? Because a lot of people won't understand the defensive implications with that. Make it plain, Brandon is a very slow-footed player. It's very slow. So when you pull up and you take a mid-range jumper, if you miss it, it's pretty much a live ball turnover going in the opposite direction. If you take a 3, at least you're closer to getting back defensively. And
usually,
go
my
ahead.
bad, Trey. And usually, what you see from that is a 5-point swing when they shoot a fucking corner three. Like that's the
Exactly.
problem. Don't like. I understand he wants to shoot it, and I understand like that's his bread and butter. But at least minimize it, right? Shoot it at an opportune time because you can get that mid-range shot at any point in time on the shot clock. You can.
Can I
Yeah.
can I add to this real quick?
No.
Hold on.
My bad.
No. Hold on. All right. Now, anyway, two could play at that game. So I think what we're talking about here is a personnel issue. Like I think what both of you guys mentioned are correct, but I've given up on the thought of Brandon Ingram shooting threes at a high volume. It's not going to happen. Seriously, I don't think it's going to happen. I think when you got guys like DeMar DeRozan, no disrespect to DeMar, late in his career, basically saying, this is the way I play. This is what's gotten me where I am. Like, I don't have to change it for anybody, right? Now, similar to a guy like Jimmy Butler, postseason for both of those guys, things change. Fortunately for BI, we've only seen him in the postseason once. Right now, I'm not saying that that's the way that I would look at it. I'm not saying that that's a smart way, but I've given up on that. I believe that as a shooter, and when it comes to a shot profile, he pretty much is who he is until he proves to me otherwise. So that's just that. So when I look at this team currently right now, I see 1, 2, 3. I see 3 high volume 3-point shooters
Who
on the team.
Name them?
CJ, Hawkins, and an injured Trey Murphy.
Yep.
I don't see anyone else that's going to consistently, that is comfortable enough that you would even want shooting 3-pointers at a high volume. That's 3 guys. Now, if you go to the Magic, it's way more than 3. They got them all. And it's just the Magic. The Magic are a bottom of the Eastern Conference team. So to me, that spells that's a personnel issue more so than what's being taught or I just don't think they have the right guys on the court to be able to do the things that we want him to do.
Whose fault is that? Not getting the right personnel. Whose fault is that?
Look, can I push back on the whole Magic thing just a little bit? I don't think they have like these amazing shooters on their team. I don't. They just got guys that can make shots. And I think that's kind of what you just need. You just need guys that can make shots, knock down 1, 2 per game. We're not asking for, JJ Reddick's out there. We're not asking for these elite shooters. You can have Trey Murphy's. Just have guys that are capable of knocking down shots and shooting it with confidence.
Do you think Brandon's capable?
Maybe Jose?
Do you think Brandon's capable?
Yeah,
maybe Jose will be 4th. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're all capable, but are they going to shoot it with confidence with no threat of being pulled out the game? Because even with a guy like Trey Murphy, he used like his first year, like he was nervous about missing shots. He was timid about
last year, the first half of last year.
And this guy is the shooter, and he's nervous. So that's my issue. Are we like instilling confidence in guys like, yo, make a miss, shoot that shit?
My bad. I was just gonna say, like, I feel like, yeah, I agree with that. I think at the same time, like, man, guys got to be willing to shoot it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you just got to be willing to just let it fly. Like, and at that point, I kind of feel like, for instance, to me tonight, if the memo went out to the team, we want to up our 3-point attempts. Like Jordan Hawkins got the memo, Kyra got the memo, Malcolm Hill got the memo. You know what I'm saying? Like, why nobody else got the memo? I don't understand. Was there a separate practice?
I had to think, who the fuck is Malcolm Hill? For a second, I was thinking about Malcolm in the middle and Hank Hill. I was like, what show was that? But yo, I ain't gonna, bro. Look, we know before we move on, the coaching staff been asking Brandon to take more, but I don't give a fuck what's going on. You cannot shoot less than 10%. 1 for 11 is like 0.7%. You cannot shoot less than 10% unless you Ben Simmons or somebody. Like you just can't do that.
If we're talking volume, do you think 1 of 11 is a fair volume than 5 for 9? Or is that
he's a 36% career three-point shooter on very low volume. So I think presuming that he's going to shoot better the more shots he takes is a little I don't know. Because we saw him practicing with Hawkins the other day, I believe. But it's like in game situations, you got to at least shoot enough to where you get comfortable and build some type of rhythm doing it. Yeah. Like I would honestly, he went 1 for 11. I wouldn't have been too upset if he went 1 for 25. I'd have been like, damn, that's bad. But at least you would have shot enough to give yourself a chance to get comfortable. I think he shot maybe 1 attempt today. So it's
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Chaz, because I pulled up Brandon Ingram's stats, and whoever wants to answer can answer first. But what do y'all think of why did Brandon shoot at a high volume in 2019, 2020? He shot 6 3-point attempts in each year and shot 39, 38%. Like, what do you think changed? Whoever wants to go first, like, what possibly changed right there? Because then it goes from 6 to 4 to 3.
I still label it at personnel. That those previous teams had more shooters, had better shooters. And I think once you are forced into a different role, for certain individuals, I don't know how adaptable BI is. Like I don't say that to be disrespectful. I really don't know. I don't know how consistent, like game to game, he's comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I think he's more comfortable playing in the role that's gotten him the most success, and that's okay. But that style, I think, requires a certain array of talent. In those previous years that you mentioned, the floor spacing was completely different. You know what I mean? You had a lot of like you had Lonzo Ball shooting close to 40% from three. One few of those teams had JJ Redick on them, right? I mean,
you had
Moore. You even had Nicola Melli. I mean, you had more options. This team doesn't have a stretch 5. They don't. I mean, even if Jonas is capable from night to night, you wouldn't label him a stretch 5. They don't even have that option on this team. You have to kind of create it for for yourself. So I think the team is built differently, and even if he wanted to play that style, I'm not sure that he sees it as something that's productive with the way the team is currently built. At least that's how I envision it.
Yeah, and to 5's point, also like guys like Nicola Melli, Etuan Moore, Darius Miller, Lonzo Ball, even Josh Hart, like those aren't like elite 3-point shooters, but they're guys that can knock down shots, and that might have just opened up something way different from Brandon Ingram, because y'all are right, because the personnel has definitely changed. So I'm interested to see that. Last segment, Lito, I'm gonna start with you. What did you think of Trey Jemison tonight?
No,
9 points. What? 9 points, 9 rebounds. Absolutely dominated the fourth quarter. Dominated.
Right.
Carried the team on his back to a victory. What'd you think?
Yeah, I feel like Brandon will shoot a Brandon.
Wait, you're muted.
My bad. You can hear me?
Yeah.
I feel like the reason that Brandon doesn't shoot enough threes is because like I don't know the reason. I don't even know the question you were asking.
The question was Trey Jemison. What did you think of him tonight? He dominated the fourth quarter and took over. Why did you dodge that question? I don't know why.
Man, shout out to Kyra Lewis. He was really getting to the rack. Like he really for real. Like he really played well. Like I really want to give Kyra his flowers. Like he did his thing. Shout out to Hawk for shooting 7 threes. I appreciate the attempt and the effort there. And man, shout out that boy Trey Jemison. Man, he was on the glass. Like he was really like he really. I think he led both teams in rebounding. So shout out to him. Yeah.
I'm glad you actually brought up Kyra, Lito. I'm glad you brought him up, because Chaz, what did you think of him over the preseason? He looks like he's playing just free. He's not thinking anymore. He seems to be fully healthy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's not thinking. We got too much of that going on. I would say he's not overthinking. Yeah, I think Kyra did his thing this preseason, man. I think Man, him, it's gonna be a tough decision that has to get made. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kyra, thought he played well. Dyson played well, but we know JV not looking too good right now on either side of the ball. And you know, I think, boy, I was looking at some situations, and I just don't know. I just don't know. And see, this is the frustrating part. Why you bring this old American Revolution looking motherfucker over to and he hurt. He just arrived hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker just arrives.
Oh my god!
He fell off a horse and buggy and got burned by an oil lantern and just arrived hurt. And this dude is just like, come on, bro. Like, don't come over here with that bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't bring your stinking ass over here with that. Like, you just arrived hurt and you ain't like, come on, man. What we doing? What we doing? Shout out to Trey Jameson, because if JV go down there tomorrow, it's over. It's over. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's over. Dyson is the center. Dyson will have to play center. You know what I'm saying? Dyson and Herb, because this dude, this big lumbering lurch guy you got over here can't get on the floor, dog. Can't do nothing. Can't get on the floor at all. So extra shout out to Trey Jameson for being available.
Yo, I listen. I can't obviously, like, the lumberjack. I can't. There's nothing I can do to really refute that. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to say, as far as, like, man, it was some place tonight. I'm looking at JV, and I'm not seeing the communication on, like, as a whole, as far as, like, the rotations or who needs to be where when I step up to help. Like, it was a whole bunch of times, like, Mo would get the entry pass, or JV would come to help, and then the player from the baseline would rotate, but the Pell who's standing right there, they just stick with their guy. They don't really flow with the offense. But I want to say this too, man. Dyson played well. Dyson played really well. Like, Dyson was impressive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm sitting up there like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Justin, you want to speak on it? Like, you don't have nothing to say?
I feel like I like Dyson Daniels. I wanted to be successful.
Nah,
but, like,
but say
Chris
it better though. Say more.
But Chris, like, just absolutely destroyed me for bringing up Herb Jones going 5 of 9, which is an actual stat. 5 of 9 from preseason. Wait, hold up. And then Dyson Daniels makes a regular routine fucking rotation on the weak side, and he's the greatest fucking defender in the world. Like, it's ridiculous. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be a good player. But let's not act like, Chris. Let me ask you this, Chris. Who do you think is a better overall player, Herb or Dyson?
Herb, but it's not that they're not that far away from each other, Justin. They're not. They're not.
If we're talking far away from each other.
In the totality of the game of basketball, yes, Justin, they are not that far away from each other as basketball players.
It's not even close. You're right. It's legitimately not even close. I saw Herb Jones tonight literally cross somebody up, keep it high, Euro step, and finish on the left side. I haven't seen Dyson Daniels do that one time.
He did what? What did he do?
Crossed over, Euro'd.
No, that's not what you said. That's not what you said. You said he crossed somebody up. That was not what happened.
I said crossed over.
Oh, a basketball player can go from right to left and go back from left to right. Amazing in 2023, Justin.
Speaking in 2023, airballing.
Shout out to 5.
Can I ask all y'all this?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. 5. Go ahead. Oh, now I'm about to say. Now y'all know one of these dudes got to go.
They do.
Because
when you say do, who? Like, who you?
It got to be Kyra. It got to be Dyson. Or it got to be Larry. All right, friend of the show, good man, good hard-working fella.
You don't gotta say that. You don't gotta say that.
Really appreciates his PTO.
You don't gotta preface it.
Yeah. Larry, you gotta you know what I'm saying? Commentating's in your future, buddy. Commentating's in your future, buddy. So you gotta go. All right, gotta get up out of here, because the center position is in trouble. But it's hard to make the salaries work for it, because you need shooting, and a big.
What's the timeline? What's the timeline though? Like, when you asking me? Like, you
October
asking me today?
25th. Nah, what I did. Nah, you need it at least by like December. Like it gotta happen like ASAP because it's bad, bro. It's bad.
Someone asked this, Jerry. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think Kyra and Jose? Do you think there's one spot for those two, or do you think they can both play together? Because I said they couldn't both play together. There's one spot, right?
There's only one. There is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't play both of them. You're gonna get killed. I mean, you almost get killed when you have CJ and
No, you do. Yeah.
Jose. So I don't think that there's enough. I really was impressed by Kyrie tonight. There was two plays really at the end of the first half. He was able to get one, shoot a three for two for one. He makes a three. One, him acknowledging that, knowing that is about to happen. They get a stop. He full speed gets a layup at the end of the quarter. Like only Kyra can do that. Like,
and he had a good rotation steal too. I don't know what happened. He messed up a 3-on-2, but he had a really good rotation.
But still in that, like he's the only guy that could have done that. And I think that's an elite skill. Now, that was the other part that I was asking for from Kyra is the intellectual stuff. Like that leads towards it. Him understanding moments, being able, that's 5 points in less than 30 seconds. That's huge for a team that lacks one shooting and lacks somewhat ability to score at times.
Chris, who would you? We're gonna wrap up here pretty soon, but Chris, like between those two, like who would you? Because Jose brings something that like he brings a definite energy to the team. I don't think anyone would argue that. He's a good player, but then you have Kyra Lewis, who they drafted 13th overall. Like they got to make a decision here because I don't think they both should be on the roster. To be honest with you.
If I was playing pickup, if I was playing video game, if there was someone that ideally would make the most sense between the two, it would be Kyra. But that's just not the reality. I think that maybe if Kyra was more point guard centric, all of you guys have alluded to one of the things that they're missing is a point guard right now.
Yep.
And if Jose is nothing else, he organizes folks. Like, and no matter where the bar is, when he gets in the game, he has full authority to organize, and he's not afraid of taking any shot, for better or for worse. He's not afraid of taking any shot. He's not afraid of freelance opportunities. He'll shoot 10 threes in a game. He may only make 2 of them, but he'll take 10 of them. I know he's going to guard full court. Yeah, and I know he's going to also bring things and bring energy to buildings and bring energy to teams that for whatever reason it just works, man. You can't speak to it. It's so many different games where I've seen them enter and they've been down 13, and then I look up and they're down by 5 because Jose is just in the game just doing Jose things. It should be Kyra, but it's one of the reasons because I think Kyra is more of an off guard than an actual point guard in this league. I think it's going to be, and it should be Jose.
Anyone else want to go?
I feel like the attitude is the thing that separates them two. The skill. I don't think Jose has Kyra's skill. I don't feel like that's a diss. I'm saying I'm talking about a lottery pick and a guy who went undrafted. You can look at their college careers and you can see what Kyra, in a vacuum can do. You can see what Jose does well also, but Jose just does not give a fuck. He's the dude who's not, you not go tell him no, you're not gonna stop. Jose a project brick. You can't get rid of that shit. You ever threw a project brick, Justin? You ever threw a brick from the project and never saw that shit? It don't even break when you throw it, dog. All it do is just leave a skid mark on the ground. That's Jose. He just comes in the game and he sets the tone. It don't matter if he playing a fucking Hall of Fame player, Chris Paul. It don't matter if he playing Kevin Durant. I'm gonna play the same way every time, and that's the tangible things that unfortunately Kyra can't make up.
Damn, both well said. Chaz, go ahead.
I think, man, I really think I've seen enough of these type of stories and these like narratives that's like within the movie, these side stories. Look, only reason I would say you got to keep Jose over Kyra is because Kyra makes more money. but on a talent level, on a pedigree level, on a ceiling level, if I'm in the playoffs, like Kyra again, the best. Who you gonna guard? Nate Robinson, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Jose, you gonna guard Nate Robinson, Earl Boykins, Chris Paul is probably the best realistic matchup for him, and Chris Paul just happens to be one of the greatest point guards of all time, so he got outdueled there. And Jose does offer other things for his point guard IQ. One of the only people on this team that actually probes the defense, gets guys into their spots, nice dishes underneath the rim, excellent player. And ideally, you do play Kyra off guard, but if there has to be one, I would off ball rather. If there has to be one, I would go with Kyra just because I'm tired of seeing this. I'm tired of seeing you choose. It's like not to compare Kyra to Baron Davis, but David Wesley was the man in Charlotte at one time. But as soon as Baron Davis came and you kind of saw what Baron Davis had to offer, and you looked at David Wesley, you was like, your ceiling just ain't never really gone. Even if the best version of you is nowhere near to the best version of this guy. And I feel like Kyra just needs the reps and the opportunity to totally live up to that Colin Sexton destiny that he's gonna eventually reach.
Interesting. 5, close us out with that.
No, I don't think I can't do it. In good judgment, go with Kyra over Jose. Just for the simple fact, I don't know, especially in this organization, right? It's not necessarily like he won't get there. It's will they develop him into it? And we're in year 4, and we see glimpses. It's always like a glimpse of this, and I don't think it's all on Kyra, to be honest. It's not. I think it's more organizational than just a guy that has a lot of potential that you drafted 13. And hell, when it seems like Cole Anthony, when he sees Kyra in the Pelicans, he clicks, right? Like that's one of the things that always gets me. Like when we play the Magic, it's like this dude comes off the bench. He was drafted 15th, and he got 20 points. I'll be honest, I have never seen Kyra have 20 points in a game. Never.
I don't know if he has. Think about it.
And I'm not saying like they're, but they should be compared, right? They should be these two guys that are undersized guards that are going to come off the bench for most teams, and you see the difference. You see a guy that in Cole Anthony that I think can be a point guard that has tangible skills, understands what the defense wants to do, understand what his offense wants to do. But again, he's in a system that also taught him and is teaching the other guys too. I think what Orlando's doing, they're going to be a playoff team. Like you can look at what they did tonight. Like they were throwing cross-court one-handed passes to the corner. They weren't even running the fucking play. They're just like, yo, you're gonna sag in, you're gonna help. I'm just gonna throw it. And they have the freedom to do that. The Pelicans do not. They have no idea what they want to do. That's the difference. So you want to really talk about the deeper conversation is, you talking about Jose. No, the deeper conversation is they don't have a foundation to really stand on. How can you learn something if you ain't standing on nothing? You don't have principles.
Shout out to Jamal Mosley, man. He's a good coach.
Yes. Good show. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's hear from our friends over at DraftKings Sports. NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball's back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BOOT. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BOOT. The crown is yours. That wraps up preseason.
Whoa. Hold on. Before the season about to start, dog, you got to give the over under on games won this. Like you got to,
baby. Sunday night.
Ooh,
Sunday night show.
Sunday.
Previewing the season. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see y'all Sunday night.